And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Short boot, take it at the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10.
Listen to me, listen to me. Whatever it is.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Alex Anzalone coming with pressure. He drops him on the blitz for a loss of 12.
Nice. Nice.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs.
Got some of it back.
It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down.
Wow. I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Oops. That was stupid. Okay. My remote's freaking out. It's being really weird. It's like...
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Working from the gun, it's Brees. And Watson has it right side. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Stuff.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 2nd down, here's Brees. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. They'll get 3 out of the dump-off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Maximum effort, partner. Minimal gain.
Yeah, minimal gain. Looked good, though.
that'll stop. It keeps like flashing through my my place, but I can't stop the play. See if this works. There we go. Maybe that'll work. It was really fun. He kept like it was bizarre. Okay, maybe this will be better.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Maybe my remote might be sticky or something. Not sure.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Ready. Ready.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready. Yellow lady. Yellow lady.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He goes underneath to Ingram. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Breeze. And Watson has it right side. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Back to the running game. It's Ingram. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Caught by the tight end Watson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Shotgun now for Breeze. He hits his target, left side, Watson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end, and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Breeze. Complete to Watson, the tight end. And he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Ready? Ready?
On 1st down, Breeze. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Breeze will try again on 2nd down. This will be caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. So 1:56 to play in this 1st half. More from Minneapolis after this. A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. They'll run here with Ingram. And they'll get him down here.
Just
about
hoping
the
to give you 3.
line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be
that's going to be
2nd
what's
and
going to
goal.
happen, but I'm just trying
Well,
to
it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Control the ball, man. You've been controlling the heck out of this. They got 1 yard of total offense.
Throwing now is Breeze. And he is
Nice
into
play.
the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Maybe I got enough time to tie it up.
Benjamin Watson.
Maybe.
A 5-yard touchdown.
Maybe not.
And
We'll
the
see.
Saints are able to cash in for 6.
That was a
Will
great
Lutz
drive,
on
man.
for the point
Just great.
after.
Methodical.
Lutz with the extra
really well
point. And that makes the score 7-0. Lutz now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Minnesota Vikings will see what they can do this drive. Last week they got the 24-9 win over Detroit, and their defense stepped up big time. Where they have 10 sacks in that game?
Yeah, they hit Matthew Stafford, the Lions quarterback, 17 times overall, so they got unleashed towards the guy with the ball in the pocket. How about Danielle Hunter, though? Their defensive end, 9 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And when he was taking it down the sideline, he looked like a tight end in the open field after a catch, didn't he? Long, lean guy with big, long strides.
Offensively, Adam Thielen had the touchdown, but his 100-yard game streak came to an end with just 22 yards receiving. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
This guy's destroying me.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. From the gun, here's Cousins. And the pressure gets to him again.
Thought I got it off.
Cameron Jordan in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long.
I thought I threw it in time.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's got him in, complete.
Not enough, though.
Give him 35 yards.
Run, dude, run.
3rd down conversion. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way
I got
down
positive yards
inside
for the first half, so we'll take that.
1st and 10.
Small
so
victory.
2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and
The thing
I
is, he's got the ball coming up, so
after the break.
This is going to be bad.
And we welcome you back
We got to play
live
better.
now inside
Try
the booth
anyway.
alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock
Gotta
for the
try.
3rd quarter. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. To return it, Alvin Kamara. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace, because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Breeze now on 1st down. Well, it's caught on the right side. It's Smith. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Sheldon Richardson forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Breeze now. Out left side here to Bryant. 23 yards on the play.
Triple coverage. Nice play.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Yeah, I'm not winning this game. We'll keep playing. I need a break.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Snap comes at 1. And now Breeze. Thomas barreling ahead.
Damn,
Thomas has got it. Complete. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Throwing on first down is Breeze. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Breeze. This will be caught inside the 10.
Dadgummit.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. To throw is Breeze. Buying time to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Two incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on third and goal here. Breeze to throw again. Looking for Thomas. He's got him.
Nice.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
Nice play.
Michael Thomas.
Yeah, too open. If I don't guard the tight end, you throw it there. If I go over the middle, you throw it the tight end. I know where to stop that. Nice play. I know where to go.
On the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0.
This might be the last time I get the ball.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. They give him a gain of 37.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. First down, here's the run with Cook. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. following the penalty. It's Murray. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
That was second down run for Murray. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Yellow. You hot? What are these? Black. Gun. Coming to you.
First down. Here's Cousins. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Alex Anzalone in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown.
At least I scored.
Stephon Diggs
At least I scored.
from 19 yards away.
I need
and
a
the
miracle.
Vikings have made this
Minneapolis
a
miracle.
one-score game. And partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
We scored.
Extra point up and good.
Points
by
on the
Bailey.
board.
And now
All
things
right.
get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
We'll take it.
Bailey now to kick this one away.
That's all right. Now we scored. I didn't get shut out. That's pretty good.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it.
And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Maybe. I got to do that about 300 more times in this game.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Breeze to throw on second down. Pressure gets to him and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Working from the gun, it's Breeze.
Oh.
And that is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Here's Thomas Morstead now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Going to be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On second down, Cook. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Cousins now from the 50. Hard throw, incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. Pass the 20. It's caught by Treadwell. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Cook. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. He's back to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, partner, they're still going to have to go for it after that play. And I'm not sure that the running game is going to be a part of what they have to do on 4th down now.
From this far out, you wouldn't think so. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. He'll look to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal.
No.
And it would appear that the Saints are going to win this football game.
Oh, crap.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive.
Oh, I'm so mad.
Pick up as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Bree's going to throw here. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. As the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. To throw is Breeze. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
That cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. And out now come the Vikings. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got it. Hit the 15. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Back to throw.
Oh, baby!
Oh,
baby!
Touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And they got the extra point, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Bailey now to kick this one away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the young men.